Hey, welcome back to BCDL5. This is round 5, and we have Nathaniel Snyder on the Epic Storm versus Roger Sikes on Mono Red Painter. And this round, joining me for commentary is Roger Sikes. Hey, Roger, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Ryan? What's up, everybody?
All right. Yeah, so kind of while you and your opponent are getting ready, kind of tell us, your thoughts on the match and what you're thinking. Like, how do you approach this being a combo deck yourself?
Yeah, I think the Epic Storm matchup is an interesting one. Mono Red Panther. Some things that I think about Epic Storm is slightly faster. The bracket's close, but sometimes I think that the price of armor in general is one consideration. So personally, it's really good.
So looks like Snyder's got a pretty decent six here. So kind of what is your plan to disrupt things? You said that he's most likely a faster deck than you. Kind of what's your plan to disrupt him?
There's so many actions to be thinking about at this point. I'm not sure if Nathaniel Bush wants to do something or not. Certainly I like Peter Servant on blue with red blasts being active. If there's any graveyard shenanigans, even at this point I'm not sure if there is, so I assume that there will be as well.
Yeah, Snyder turn one with the Wish Claw Talisman. So good good indication of what his plan is here.
Right, for sure. And then I'm thinking that really fast. That's one LED, so that's another opportunity to use that for sure, especially with the game that I have here.
So what's your plan with the LED for people that may not be familiar with Mono Red Painter?
Yeah, so with LED, it's certain things explosive. It's an explosive way to activate one of your combos that are 3 mana activation. You have to say with condition cards, it's Saga. I really think about the nucleus of LED, Rhinestone, Peter Servant. So sometimes when there's Saga, especially with LED, you really can set them with it. Lets you drop them off, put something on board, and our opponent moves towards the Saga and LED. And it's a strong synergy.
So presumably you've named blue in your hand. We see considering using the Pyroblast on the Wish on the. So why the land as opposed to maybe the Wish Claw Talisman? Because I'm sure someone may have thought that's the target.
Yeah, right. Well, it's up here, so I don't think it's really up here.
Mm.
So I really didn't think that significant.
Mm.
LED down early, and so I knew that I was about to discipline level hand. So the only value at that time that I could think from, I had to use the Pyroblast at that point because it was going to push the blue hand. And I like, generally, I like attacking mana bases with red blasts. I will often go that route of just being able to take a land for 1 red mana and very quickly move to 6. So I'm always thinking about attacking mana bases with red blasts.
Yeah, the Epic Storm is typically it can be weak to attacking their mana bases. I know in the past I've had success with really wastelanding them out of their resources and interacting with them. So sideboard wise, you've seen he's on the Epic Storm. You've seen he's playing Wish Claw Talisman. What are you sideboarding in and out, and why?
Yeah, let's see. So I got my sideboard here. So I'd be bringing in Phyrexian Invoker. Usually a Phyrexian Invoker, especially because blue artifact mana. Phyrexian Invoker, I'm going to target an LED and trigger the Lotus Petal. I might target the Wish Claw, but the best target would be an LED. I'm going to be bringing in my 3 Amethysts. There's the Graves, it's just bread and butter. It's TES. Or really fits well with
So I noticed you've got Magmatic Channeler in your list, which I haven't seen a lot of in painter lists. What are your thoughts about that, and how was that kind of throughout the tournament for you?
Yeah, so my favorite builds, I generally like them to be creature heavy, with very low to the ground efficiency. So for me, magnetic chandler just really fits with that approach. I would say it's the plus, plus three, plus three. When looking at magnetic chandler, almost irrelevant. You have it occasionally, but that's generally just not fun to play again. I play it for its internal strength and for built ability. Dark Confidant. Dark Confidant is a base that can generate one advantage with Confidant on using 2 cards. Magnetic Channeler would generate one advantage on C 3 cards every turn. Particularly in Epic Painter where you can do a searching for rhinestones to achieve that finisher. Very powerful. In addition to that, I also want to get T-Card as a graveyard. It's not very like shoot like a painter. And so that I can roll it back. But again, that can be very deceptive. Nothing on board, discard a painter, roll it back in, you know, I'm a big fan of Jacob Shelf.
Good. So Snyder here starts game 2 with a drop and a ponder. He sees Echo, a Chrome Mox. Was that another cantrip? And he's looking at his hand here. He's got a fetch, brainstorm. Looks like a Wishclaw Talisman and a Burning Wish. So a pretty decent hand for him. I mean, what are your thoughts on Ragavan? How is that? Because we see a lot of the mid range and the Delver shells adopting it. What are your thoughts as someone playing Ragavan outside of that context?
Yeah, I think that Ragavan is a very rich, it's a very powerful one drop. I would argue that it actually fits in the paper shell, beyond just the general color, because it's producing that artifact, draining mana, and really helps to overtake or counter other effects. I think Ragavan is a super good one in the paper shell.
It kind of reminds me of Sensei's Divining Top is one of those decks that took it and adopted it for something beyond kind of what other decks, were like miracles and counterbalance that interaction. So it's cool to see it in a very different style and still have really good success.
For sure. And I would say in particular, with the modern painter shell, the power is really, a lot of the power is really coming from for Ragavans. So you basically have 8 one-drop creatures that are really must-insert creatures. So before Ragavan, you really only had 4 Government Elders as the powerful one. So the addition of Ragavan is really fortunate to add answer as one-drops, and it's really an efficient way to combo.
So Snyder will play out in Underground Sea, Chrome Mox, and imprint the Echo of Aeons. And he's at Storm 2 here, Storm 3. Yeah, Storm 3 with the Dark Ritual. So he's pretty close. Okay, he's got another one. So he's got 5 black mana floating, plus the Echo. See if Tendrils in. He's got Tendrils. So he's got Tendrils here. At this point, are you just hoping he whiffs, or what's kind of going on here?
Yeah, I mean, my peak strategy at this point is the whiff.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
You get to see some of he went real heavy on the veils, so he's got to be pretty close here. And I think we're just looking for the kill card, and then he'll have it. Yeah, there we go. That'll do, and he'll stop here, I assume. Yeah. Okay. So that's a pretty deterministic win. I think he's he's fanning it out to count for you. Make him play it out. Yeah. There you go. Storm count 5, 4, 5, 6. It's good practice.
But yeah, but that's not you see the difference where you have painter that can develop it, same color, painter servant, black, lines with that. That's what you know is space.
Yeah, you make them play it. You kind of see half their deck when they essentially had Oz or a good portion of it, and you kind of maybe see something you wouldn't have seen had you just kind of scooped it the second he played Ad Naz or something of that nature. So, yeah, no, always make them play it out. You might get some information you wouldn't have otherwise seen. Okay, so we'll go to game 3. He's got it there. So, do you have any kind of interaction with Storm or these type of combo decks on turn 0 or turn 1? It's a pretty huge advantage when you're facing down a combo deck. Gotta get a peek at what Snyder's cut here. No, he shuffled through pretty fast, but yeah. So what is kind of on the play, the ideal start that you're looking for against the deck? What kind of cards are you looking to see in your opening 7? Let's see if we can get a look at your 7 here. Looks like a Sundering Titan, Painter Servant, maybe an Ancient Den, and I can't really see what else you got there. And Snyder with a pretty classic Storm hand here. Cold Fetch Lands, Ponder, some Artifact Man. It looks like a Dark Ritual as well. So you've got the turn 1 Ragavan, so he at least has to respond to you. Or just plan to kill you in the next turn or two. But he's got the tools. It looks like he could probably do that. So he'll search up the Underground Sea, and we'll see if he plays the Dark Ritual and tries to do something this turn. I couldn't see the rest of his hand, but I know facing down the Ragavan is not ideal. I actually had a match, I think a round or two before this, where I played against Snyder and was able to get from under his defense grid to play Days on a pier into the Abyss because of stealing his Chrome Mox with a Ragavan, and then the treasures Ragavan generates. So I was able to Days, return the island, and pay the defense grid tax using 2 treasures and his own Chrome Mox, and I think it was pretty disheartening. But that's Ragavan. We do the best we can. So looks like he's going for it here. So right now we're at Storm 3, and he's looking at what to imprint on. I think if he wants to add NOS, the decisions. What is it? Okay, or is he stopping? Okay, our ponder. we've got our ponder where we wanted. Maybe. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Did you miss your draw off there? I think he just went straight to combat. That's okay. These things happen. These are the kinds of things you catch when you watch back your own matches. Things you wouldn't usually see. So I mean, you've got 3 men on turn 2 here. I mean, that's, everything in your hand kind of probably feels accessible at this point. So you've got the Thorn. So playing the Thorn with Amethyst here. The classic. Okay, take a look. Draw another Chrome Mox for Snyder. He'll play out a Taiga, and he's left with, it looks like, a Rite of Flame, a Dark Ritual, 2 Chrome Moxes, and an Ad Nauseam. I think that's his hand. Yeah, that looks to be his hand. So you're in a pretty good spot here without him having a response and him play and you having the Thorn in play. Yeah, I think you always see in these spots where they start doing the math. So he'll play Chrome Mox out here. And I don't think he's imprinting. Okay, he's imprinting the Rite of Flame on it. Okay. So we've got Storm Count 1. Okay, and he's just doing it for the Mana Source. Just trying to get from under the Thorn. So ooh, that's a pretty good hit for you. A Dark Ritual to generate some mana to cast. I mean, you've got enough colorless spells that's not a bad place to be. But yeah, it's that Painter Servant. Looks like 2 blast effects and a Sundering Titan. Yeah, so we're thinking here. This looks like should I cast this Dark Ritual? Will it put me up on mana after paying the tax, or what? Oh, and a Goblin Welder out there too. So you'll Painter Servant. He's not going to have a response, thus knowing what's in his hand. Looks like you let the ritual go and pass the turn. So right. Yeah, I think it's slowing him down, but I think you're, he's not far off. He's not far off from needing much more. Finding that, because usually the answers in Ad Nauseam are very generic. Deal with permanent, whether they be Abrupt Decay or they've played Chain of Vapor in the past or whatever it may be. And now I think Brian Cook's latest builds are kind of looking at prismatic ending as an option because they play so many colors. So Snyder will, Dark Rich will pay the tax and he'll ad nauseum. It looks like your end step. I think we're counting here to counter this. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, there we go. So he's left with one card, and you're in a pretty commanding position here at this point. So he'll pass back the turn, and you'll come in here for 3. Lotus Petal. We'll take it. Yeah, play a City Traders on your side, and what do we got here? We got the Goblin Engineer. We'll search. I assume at this point we're just getting the combo. Yeah, we're just okay. Snyder's had enough. He kind of sees the writing on the wall. Countering the ad nauseum was kind of his. That was his out. So any kind of parting thoughts on this matchup, or advice for people playing Painter, or anything else we haven't discussed? Good to know. Well, we appreciate you joining us this round, and I'm sure we'll see you again in one of the later rounds.